Hello and welcome to the LendAPI Partner Podcast. Today, my guest is Tom Donlea, who is Vice President at Vouched. Welcome to the podcast, Tom.
Thanks, Rutger. Glad to be here.
Now, how did Vouched get started?
Vouched has a great origin story. Our founder, John Baird, was the gentleman who was in charge of the customer experience at Blue Nile, one of the first online jewelers. He never really liked the tools that were available in the industry to verify identity. They're selling $10,000 rings to people they can't verify if they're legitimate or not. So when John left Blue Nile, he created Vouched as the answer for what he always wanted as a merchant. Now, John's story also continues that he knew the founders of the online pharmacy Hims and Hers. So that amazing business is our customer number one, continues to be our largest and most successful customer. So we really trained our business in the rigors and the regulatory and compliance structures of telehealth. So it was naturally, I wouldn't say it's easy to work in financial services, but starting in a much more regulated and difficult industry allowed us to adjust and build products that apply then to financial services. And so about half of our customers are telehealth and about half are in financial services. Our company is about 6 years old. We were born in Seattle. Like many companies, fully remote.
Now, that is very interesting. And those are always the most powerful solutions that come out of a real need that someone actually goes through and goes like, hey, I can do better than this. Let me go do it. That is a great origin story. Now, what is the number one use case that you solve for?
So in financial services, and we're talking about the specific lending use case here, we are a tool for onboarding new borrowers, for performing the required KYC checks, know your customer. And so our product is one of many in the industry where you can take a photo of the front and back of your driver's license, perform a selfie. We do a liveness check. We also have the capabilities of doing a direct verification with the Department of Motor Vehicles in most states. But what is different about us, Rutger, beyond the KYC and onboarding, is our company is looking beyond today's issues and the regulatory issues, and we're looking at things like mobile driver's licenses. So mobile driver's licenses are now available in 14 states. Adoption is ramping up quickly. We predict there'll be 27 states allowing mobile driver's license by the end of this year. So that's quite a bit of growth. Financial services, fintech companies are not prepared to accept and verify mobile driver's license, nor is our competition. So we're excited to offer that. Additionally, retailers, travel, they're going to be the first wave to be hit with agentic commerce. So Rutger, when you want to plan that amazing vacation to Puerto Vallarta, you're going to, sometime soon, maybe you're tech savvy and you're already doing this, but you're going to turn your agent loose and say, book me the flight, book me the hotel, I want to play golf. And it knows, the types of restaurants, how much you want to spend. Now, financial services will be shielded a little bit from agentic commerce because they just won't allow it. But the expectation of consumers is going to be very soon, I can send my robot to go transfer money, to go, do a loan application. And so we have a product. We are first to market to help verify those agents, basically a consortium type model to determine whether or not it's a good or a bad agent.
That is exactly where the future is going. We're all going to have digital assistants, agentic AIs that are going to do things on our behalf, but then we do need to know that they actually do it on our behalf and that it isn't just some sort of fraud bot that is also trying to do the same thing. That is very powerful. Now, what is your favorite customer story?
Yeah, so we work with a lot of banks and fintechs and credit unions through our Alloy partnership. They've been a great partner, and we have a few other partners like this as well, where they're providing the workflow and advice around what tools to use. So when Alloy and some of our other partners bring on new credit unions, for example, they're suggesting what tools to use in order to perform that KYC and appropriately onboard the consumer. And so when performing KYC, the whole thing for getting a consumer onboarded and onto using financial services and cross-selling and upselling for various things is to make it as easy as possible with as little risk as possible. So I've always referred to this as the fraud and friction dilemma. It's the yin and the yang of onboarding and verifying in the process of providing financial services. So, our best customer stories come from credit unions that have gone online with the help of partners like Alloy, and to be able to increase the percentage of the applicants that get through the process up to 70% better and reduce the amount of fraud that they're seeing. And usually there's at least a third when they start using tools like ours, because we just have the ability to look at an identity from all of these different angles, from the selfie, from the document verification, from the liveness check, and even verifying the details of that consumer. So their email, their phone, or their IP address, are these connected to that individual? Or is this someone that's created a synthetic identity or perhaps performing account takeover, right?
Yeah.
So these are super valuable services that we provide to banks and to credit unions and fintechs to help them make sure they know who they're dealing with.
So how did they describe that when you implement that for the first time? What did they tell you?
Well, they're generally quite excited. Our API documentation is public facing. When they work with a partner like Alloy or some of these other workflow management orchestration companies, it's super easy for them to pick and choose products and have them integrated in a very easy fashion. So usually we can be up and running in a week or two, depending on how good the tech team is at the financial services entity. So it's very easy to set up. It's very easy to prove the improvement in performance by using a product like Vouched. So we're super excited to partner with LendAPI and get this product out further into the financial services industry.
Now, I think I saw an announcement at the Apple Developer Conference where they were saying that they were now going to do passports on mobile as well. Are you also looking to be ready for that?
Absolutely. Any electronic document that typically a consumer is going to be loading these documents, driver's license or passport, into their Apple Wallet or a Samsung Wallet, that type of digital package. And so the encryption is really important, and being able to verify those documents is going to be super important for any company like Vouched in this space.
So it's great to hear that you're already there and you're already ready for that, because that is going to change. We saw that during the pandemic, how everyone started using Apple Pay all of a sudden, or touchless. It can ramp up real quick. So it's great that you are all ready for that. That's maybe a good point to wrap this up on. Thank you very much, Tom, for being on the podcast.
Really enjoyed it, Rutger. Thank you.